So I have it on my trusty phone right here. I observe others so much and give out so much advice so I can be self aware, but not too self aware to the point where I'm noticing many of my own flaws. What do I mean by that? When it comes to analyzing others, I've realized that I love to do this because I focus so much on myself 24/7. I started to kind of overanalyze others. So when it comes to me overanalyzing myself, I can learn more about myself through the overanalyzation of others. And then on top of that, it allows me to take a break from overanalyzing myself and different situations and shit while I do that with others. And so much so to the point where it's like therapy or therapeutic, or it helps the other people in the ways that it does. But this is why you have to understand that not everything, we all do things for ourselves. So even me doing that, the underlying thing is so I can like regulate myself in another way. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because at least you're still helping someone else, but it's just cool to know. When it comes to like publicly hyperanalyzing myself, I don't do that either because I think it stems from shame and like just not wanting to be like perceived and judged in any way. But I don't care because even just coming online and doing a video like this, or like a video like anything I've done, even dancing videos, anything, you're open to reception, open to being judged. So I don't know where the correlation is, the correlation and separation between the two, but that's just how human brains work sometimes. I just realized that I just want to, because life is a movie. If you think your life is not a movie, your life is most likely way more movie like than you ever could imagine. It's just the fact that you don't see it because it's your life, like you're living it. But your life is a movie. It deserves to be documented and treated as such. Once I started treating life like a movie, like a true movie of I just go on the bus, just feel like I'm in a music video, like, things like that, I have felt so much better and your brain just turns off and it feels uplifting. It feels so great. When it comes to even just analyzing other people in that state of like quote unquote euphoria, you can see the better in people and you can see the better in the world, and you can see the world through the lens that you once saw it through as a kid. People say the world was more colorful when you were a kid, but it really was only more colorful because you created that color. The world has been the same for eons. It's us that determine what's going on, because notice how on a great day everything looks awesome, everything feels great, but on a bad day everything feels terrible. I'm just so like, I have been coming to so many realizations over the past 6 months. It's insane. At this rate, like, it's crazy. And just understanding that, like, yeah, like I'm kind of like using others' problems to escape my own. But I've been knew that, like I've known that since I was a kid. But it's a thing of you can know something and just not want to deal with it. and then come back to it and really understand why. And it's because it just helps me feel useful. And I think when it comes to those type of things, that's how a lot of people get their use and feel useful. That's why there are therapists. That's why there are teachers. That's why there, even though being a teacher is the worst job ever, because them niggas don't get paid. Y'all don't get paid. But that's why there are these things, because you want to feel useful. And I think just there's other ways to be useful, bro. That's it. Um, but I just don't publicly hyperanalyze myself, and I think I'm just gonna show more of my brain. Like, it's just gonna be a thing of just me, and hopefully other people can come and kind of do the same, because we have gotten into this era of just being so perfect, like, and just especially the Instagram fake models, only birthdays pictures up on their Instagram, repost about just bullshit. Like, it's just everything is just going to shit. It's ironic I came with like this, speaking of like imperfections and stuff, but I just think when it comes to just putting yourself out there, I've grown a new understanding and love for doing so. Now I'm not 100% there, but I'm learning to love myself more to do that. And I think a lot more people should learn to love themselves more, because it allows you to share your talents and your gifts with the world, regardless of what you're going to get back from it. And once you're able to do that, that's the value you bring. You bring talent, you bring laughter, joy, humor, whatever you bring that. Like, you bring that. So it's like the equal exchange is you sharing that with the world. And then you get whatever you deserve back. Not deserve, but whatever you attract and is aligned with you. That's what you get back. Yeah. And if you're anything like me, just I have done so much over the past couple months. Like, it's so crazy. But to others, it would probably look like nothing. But, growth to me is more important than anything anyone could ever talk about. Like, growth and just knowing that the future me is proud of myself for going through the hard things that nobody else goes through. Even when it comes to just putting yourself in the position to grow, because 9 times out of 10, like, people are not trying to grow. They're okay with being comfortable wherever they're at, no matter if they know they don't want to be there, and they don't want to look at their situation, because that would cause them to basically have a midlife crisis at whatever stage they're at, because you have to change around a lot of stuff. And I think that's how you know who's kind of aligned with you, because when it comes to these midlife crises, or like just these crises in general, and just handling crises, just notice how people handle those crises. Because if you're a person who understands how to handle things, and then this person just can't, that's not going to be sustainable long term, because you're always going to have to pick up the slack of this person and pick up the weight of them being, unless they even out in other areas, but that's a different story. But yeah, I just think there's more people like me, and for a long time I went through life thinking like, I can't wait till I meet these people that's just like me, because these people don't get it. They don't treat me how they're supposed to treat me. They don't see the value I bring. They don't do anything. They just keep going against me. They keep doing this, they keep doing that. Then I kept like, it's just a whole cycle of just that, when in reality there are people like you. I know there's people like me now because I've met someone who's like me. And if I can meet one person who's similar to me in a lot of things, then that means I can meet 30 people that's similar to me. And if there's 30 people similar to me, and out of 8 billion people, there's at least a million that's similar to me to the furthest extent. So, yeah. I'm so excited.